Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we are celebrating one of the finest names in all of makeup and beauty, Natasha Denona. Miss Natasha Denona has graced us with a new foundation and a new eyeshadow palette, and I couldn't be more excited to test these out for you guys today. So if you want to hear my thoughts on these beautiful products and you want to talk about all things Natasha Denona, please stick around. And if you're a new viewer, welcome to my channel. My name's Courtney. I love to talk about all things makeup and beauty. And if you're a returning viewer or subscriber, welcome back. I couldn't be happier to have you here. All right, let's get this party started. So Miss Natasha Denona has graced us with two major releases over the last few weeks. We have the new Hy-Glam Foundation as well as two new eyeshadow palettes. So I have the foundation and one of the eyeshadow palettes to review for you guys and test out. So first we're going to start with the foundation, and I'm going to use Natasha Denona's serum. This is the Hygiene Energizing and Hydrating Primer Serum on one side of my face with the foundation, and on the other side will just be the foundation. I have worn the primer a couple of times, and I did wear the foundation the other day for the first time. So this video isn't really a first impression of the foundation. I have some initial thoughts of the foundation that I will share with you. I am going to be testing it out a little bit more to finalize my thoughts, but I did want to give you my first impression and show you a demo and review in case you're curious about picking this up. I figured that some of you may have this priming serum, so I apply it on one side of my face so you can see how the foundation pairs with it, and the other side will be my fresh face. So here is the priming serum. Very pretty. And just to show you the consistency, so very pretty, very sparkly. I shouldn't say sparkly, it's very pretty. So let's put this on the right side of my face. And this does feel very lightweight on the skin. I think it's a good primer. I didn't notice that it made me glowy all day. I think it helped with makeup application and even application of the makeup, but to me it's not like a glazing milk that keeps you very glowy for a long time, but maybe that's not the purpose of it, right? It's really just to prime the skin for foundation. But this product I also have to test out a little bit more because it's a recent buy. I purchased this after attending a virtual Natasha Denona masterclass, and she used this on the model and it looked beautiful. She also has a bronzing serum, like bronzer drops that go with this line that I really want to try too. Okay, so just dabbing this into the face, and so you can see the texture. So this is nothing, and that's with the serum. So I'm going to let this sit in for a minute. Okay, so the minute's up. So this is the side with the primer on and no primer. So as you can see, there's a little bit of a glow, and it does feel very hydrated. It's just not like an insane level of glow. Like to me, you put something on like the Road Glazing Milk and your skin is literally glowing. It's like glass skin. So this is beautiful. It does make your skin glowy. It's just not the same level of glow that I've had from other products to put underneath foundation, but it doesn't mean it's not a beautiful product. And I do want to test it out a little bit more. Again, I've only tried this a couple times, but I figured maybe some of you may have this priming serum and you want to know how the foundation works with that. So let's try the foundation. And I picked up the shade RN3. This is the Natasha Denona Hy-Glam Foundation. It is a hydrating and blurring long wear radiant serum foundation. And that's the box right there. And let me tell you a little bit about this foundation. So this is supposed to provide radiant creaseless coverage. And on Natasha Denona's website, it comes in 52 shades. And this is supposed to be precisely color matched with the Hy-Glam Concealer range. So this is a radiant serum foundation for all skin types with skincare benefits exceeding marketing efficacy levels to even skin tone, balance excess oil, and reduce visible signs of aging, all with up to 18 hours of wear. And this is a medium buildable self-setting foundation, which is powered by Japanese amino acid pigments, Korean technology, and developed in world-leading Italian labs. So it's made in Italy, but using Korean skincare technology, which is all the rage nowadays. So very on. The shade I picked up was RN3. It's a little bit dark. I wish I could have swatched this in the store, but I wanted to get this kind of quickly. So this is the foundation. As you can see, it's a little bit runny, and it's a little dark for your fair-skinned girl here. But it's very pretty. I do have thoughts about this, but let's put this on the face and then I will tell you my thoughts as I'm applying this. So I'm going in with a brush and I'm just kind of dabbing it on the face. So like I said, I have to test this out more because I only wore this once the other day. It was actually a very fun day. So my mom and I went to a Makeup by Mario event. They were having a pop-up in Soho. and it was to feature the new Surreal Skin Natural Finish Foundation from Makeup by Mario. And it was so much fun. We actually got to meet Mario, and we took a picture with him, and he was so nice, and it was just a very, very exciting day. And I got shade match for the new foundation, so I will be doing a review of that foundation very soon, and I'll be telling you all the story of how we met Mario. I got to take a picture with him. We met his team. It was a really, really fun day, and I wore this foundation for the first time on that day. And, you know, I think you can't come to a conclusion in just one wear test for a foundation. You have to wear it in different circumstances. And that particular day, it was just dry on me. And I have dry skin, so I'm not saying that this is not a good foundation by any means. I think it's a beautiful finish on the skin. I just don't want to recommend it if you have dry skin yet. I want to test it out a little bit more. Maybe I didn't prep my skin properly. It was long lasting. It lasted most of the day. But as the day was going on, I had all the foundation settling into any fine lines. I had just dryness. It looked dry. Even the girl from Makeup by Mario had said to me that my skin did look on the drier side, and she was asking me what foundation I used. And I was kind of disappointed because I really wanted to love this foundation. I love Natasha Denona. Like, her makeup products are some of my absolute favorites. So I don't want to say that I wouldn't recommend it right now. I want to test it out a little bit more. I would just say that if you have dry skin, I would maybe go into the store, sample it on your face, walk around, see how it wears. Or if you're somehow able to get a sample, maybe try that. But if you have oily skin, I think it probably would be a very good foundation for you. And as you can see, this initial application is beautiful, right? It's very glowy. It looks hydrated. It looks beautiful on the skin. It is medium coverage. The other day I built it up a little bit too much and it was too dark on my skin, so I'm not going to do another layer. But, initially I love the way it looked. I love the way it looks now. It's just that over the course of the day, it was just a little bit drier than I had hoped. So I'm not weighing in yet my final verdict. This is a hybrid first impression, first thoughts kind of video. And I'm not going to be giving my absolute opinion yet. I just want to test it out a little bit more. But I would just say, if you have dry skin, just to caution you, maybe go into the store and sample it, or get a sample if you can before purchasing. I think if you have oily skin, you have a much better chance at absolutely loving this foundation. Okay, so the foundation has been sitting for a few minutes, and I just have some initial thoughts that I want to share, because sharing is caring. We're all friends here, so I'd like to share. This side, to me, doesn't look any different from this side. So the serum primer, like I said, I think it's helping with, more even makeup application, but I'm not seeing a huge difference from one side from the other. Are you guys? Let me know if you think you see a difference. But if you don't have the serum, I wouldn't run out and buy it. It's my personal opinion. But let me know if you have this product in the comments down below, and if you enjoy it, or if you have any tips on how I should be using it differently, maybe mixing it with the foundation. But I'm not really seeing much of a difference. I just wanted to throw that out there. So this is supposed to be a self-setting foundation. In touching it, I feel it's a little bit tacky. I could see why some people may feel the need to set this with powder, which is fine, but it's supposed to be a self-setting foundation. So I don't know about that aspect of it. But if the finish would stay like this all day, I would love it. My problem is that the other day when I wore this for the first time, it did not look like this all day. So I need to do more wear tests. On initial application, it looks beautiful. It's great coverage. It's medium. I think it creates a beautiful finish on the skin, but longevity-wise, I have to get back to you on that. So now let's move on to the beautiful new eyeshadow palette that we have from Miss Natasha Denona. Okay, so this is the palette. Just to show you for comparison purposes, just using Natasha's Bloom palette for comparison. So it's a little bit longer, as you can see, but shorter. Just in case you wanted to see how it compares to Natasha's other palettes, it is a little bit different in size, but yet it has more eyeshadow in it. So that's interesting. But let's see. And this is the Natasha Denona Eye Sculpt Texture and Tone Palette. And I picked up the soft version. There's a soft and a dramatic version. So I had done a poll on my YouTube community page to see which one of these you guys would be most interested in. So if you chose the dramatic palette, I'm sorry. I only picked up one at this point. I'm not saying I will not pick it up in the future, but at this point I was only picking up one. The majority of people who voted said the soft palette, so that's the one I went with. This has an arrangement of cool tones and neutrals. This is probably a neutral lover's dream. The dramatic palette is very dramatic. It has a lot of more shimmery shades, dramatic shades. I will put a graphic up on the screen. It is geared towards people with deeper skin tones. So if you have a deeper skin tone, you may want to go with the dramatic palette. And this is the soft palette. We're going to be testing this out. I'm going to do swatches. So I've seen other girls do this online where they put the whole palette on their entire arm. And either my swatching is too big for all that, or what I'm guessing is what's happening is I am too short. My arms are not long enough to accommodate 18 colors. So I'm going to have to split it up. So I took these first 3 sections and put it on my arm. So the way that this palette is organized, let me show you. There are rosy tone shades, there are peach shades, yellow shades, cool tone shades, warm, and neutral. And what you can do is either go this way, you can go from top to bottom. So if you want to stay in the cool family or the rosy family or the peach family, you could just go straight down. It's very easy to use actually. So you can have a very coordinated look, or of course you can play around with the different color stories and really have some fun there. But I'm going to show you, these are the rosy tone shades, the peach shades, and the yellow shades that I have on my short arm. Okay, so these 3 are the rosy tone shades, these 3 are the peach, and these 3 are the yellow. It's not that I feel bad about being short. Do I wish I was taller? Yes, I guess that's the way God made me, so I am short. Okay, so I have put the remainder of the palette on my other short arm. Let me show you. So these are the cool tone shades, these are the warm, and these are the neutral. So as you can see, we have a beautiful arrangement of colors, and you can definitely build up a smoky look using the darker shades on this arm right here. But this is the whole palette together on my 2 short arms. I almost forgot to put concealer on. So I do want to try out this one from Sarah Creole. This is the Face Flex 1.0. I've been really wanting to try this concealer here. I've heard a lot of good things about it. Nikki LaRose always talks about it, Lisa J. So I really am interested to try it. So I've never worn this for a full day. I just put it on quickly the other day just to see how it would look. And it did look hydrating under the eyes. So I'm just throwing that on there. That's pretty. Let me know in the comments down below if you've tried Sarah Creole products, if you like them. I know they're on the expensive side, but I have heard good things, and I would like to try more from the brand eventually, maybe with the Sephora sale coming up. And I know this company is geared towards more mature skin, but that doesn't mean that it's not good for all ages, so I would like to try it. And I wanted to try this concealer with this foundation because I thought that the consistencies of the products would be similar. Okay. So it's a little on the brighter side, which is not bad for a concealer, but we'll let that sit in. And I have this weird dry patch under my eye right here. That's been my constant companion for a good week now, and I can't get rid of it. It's driving me crazy, so please excuse that. If you see any dryness under here, it's not the Sarah Creole concealer, it's my dry patch. Okay, and I'm just using a dab of the concealer to prime the eyes for the eyeshadow. So like I said, this palette is arranged in color stories, so you can go from top to bottom. For me to demo it that way for you isn't the most exciting. You can kind of follow that on your own. I would like to show you the versatility of the palette. So while I think it's a great way to have a palette arranged, I think it's a great system, I'm not going to follow those rules for today. I'm going to kind of do it my own way. And I'm going to do one look on one eye and one look on the other eye. So let's see. I'm going to start with this yellow 1 shade right here. And I'm just going to put that all over the lid. So surprise, surprise, this is going on beautifully. I wouldn't doubt it's Natasha Denona, so in my mind, she can't do much wrong with eyeshadows, so I'm not surprised there. So that's beautiful base shade. Now I'm going to go into this peach 2 shade right here and also use that on the base. Okay, so the eyeshadows are playing nicely with each other. Now I'm going to go into this Y3. I'm going to go into this Y3 shade right here and kind of use that in the crease. I'm actually going to take a different brush. This is the BK Beauty 205. And going back into that shade and kind of dabbing on the back of my hand. That's pretty. I feel like this is a good work palette. So if you need a palette that is good for the office, kind of like an everyday palette, this seems to be a good one. And also takes out a lot of the guesswork with the system of it being organized by color. That's good. So just using my finger to kind of blend the colors. So now I want to go into one of the warmer shades. I'm going to go into W2 and try to build that up. There we go. Some of these shades are a new formula. Getting a touch of fallout from that shade. Nothing crazy, but a little bit. Okay, now going into this shade N1 right up here. Just taking a very small brush and kind of just doing it in the very outer corner of the eye. I'm actually going to take my finger with that. Okay, so just taking that W2 shade, it's a really pretty shade, and just putting that in the outer corner. I kind of want to take this C1 shade, which just seems to be the only metallic light shade in here, and I want to combine it with C2 and kind of mix them. I will say that this palette is a little bit more powdery than I think most Natasha Denona palettes are. Okay. And just going back in with the C1 shade right in the inner corner there. I'm actually going to use my finger. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's more like it. That's pretty. Okay. I'm also taking the C1 and kind of going under the brow with it with my hand, just to make it a little bit more cohesive and give it a little bit of a highlight. Go in with this N1 shade right here and just do a little bit under the eye. Okay. So the time has come where I poke myself in the eye. Happens in almost every eyeshadow tutorial and review, and it happens, so yay for me. Okay, so I did go back in with my concealer and just clean this up a little bit because I wasn't crazy about the way it was just too much on the bottom. But what do we think? What do we think about the look? So I think this is a beautiful smoky eye, and I think a lot of colors in this palette we all need in our collection. My initial thoughts in just applying this one eye are that if you have colors that are similar to this, especially in a Natasha Denona palette, I don't think this is absolutely necessary to go out and buy, just because I think a lot of us do have colors like this in our collection, whether it be from Natasha or somebody else. But say you don't have this kind of color story from Natasha, you don't have a lot of these neutral shades, maybe this is something worth investing for you. But if I compare this to the Bloom palette, when I look at the Bloom palette, this inspires me to want to create a really special eye look, play around with these beautiful colors. This palette doesn't speak to me as much. I think it's probably a good part of any basic wardrobe, kind of like, a black suit or something that every girl needs in their wardrobe, but it's not the most inspiring color story. But I knew that buying it, I knew that going into it, so I'm not shocked. But I just did want to note that if you have similar colors in your collection, whether it be from Natasha or from another company, you probably don't need this palette. But that being said, the formulas are beautiful in here. It was easy to apply. They play well together. It's just not the most exciting color story. But again, it is supposed to be neutral. So with that said, let's move on to the other look. Okay, so on this side, we're going to do more of a peachy, rosy look. So I'm going in with this shade R1 right here. Okay, that's a good base shade. Brightening. And now I'm going to go in with this P1 shade and mix it with the R2 shade. And do that all over the lid. And I poked myself in the eye for the second time for the video. Good. So just combining those two colors and bringing above the eye. And just taking my brush and going with this R3 shade in the crease in the outer corner. So again, these are applying beautifully. And they're creating a beautiful finish on the lid. Pretty. Okay, just building that up a little bit. And just taking a different brush and trying to build it up even more. And this is a very creamy shade in particular. Very pretty. And now I'm going to take that Y1 shade, the one right here, and put it right in the inner corner to brighten that up. So this is the completed look. What do we think? The shadows went together beautifully. They played together very nicely. And it just blended very well. There was no issue. There's no patchiness. A little bit of fallout from a couple of the shadows, but nothing major. Really pretty. I'm going to throw out some blush, eyeliner, mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. So off camera, I applied the brand new Hung Van Gogh blush in the shade Second Language. And I'll just show you what that looks like right here. It's beautiful. I also applied Hung Van Gogh's soft blurring bronzer in the shade Straightforward. That's it right there. So I recently did a review where I tried out a lot of the products from the new collection. So if you're interested in that, please head over to my channel and watch my full review and demo of the Hung Van Gogh Beauty Launch. A really beautiful bronzer and blush that I just applied. And I also applied his long-wear eyeliner, which I really love, and a little bit of mascara. This is the final look. What do we think? I think that this palette is a beautiful one. The formulas are stunning. They work well together. There are some new formulations in this palette, so that's exciting. But Natasha Denona, in my mind, can't do much wrong with any eyeshadow palette, so I knew it would be beautiful. This is just a really good everyday staple. If you don't already have a color story that's similar to this, you maybe have a lot of shimmer shades and you need some mattes, you need some neutral, this is a great palette for that. I also think this is a great companion palette. So if you have a lot of other eyeshadow palettes that maybe are sparkly and glittery and dramatic, this is just a great everyday neutral that you can pair with those palettes. So if you need a good transition shade or you need inner corner highlight or something like that, this is a great palette for that. And you can create some, you know, like lighter looks like I did on this side here, but also more of a smoky effect or a warm effect like I did on this side. So I think it's a really versatile palette. I think it's an exciting launch. I'm interested in the dramatic palette. I'm sure that's beautiful as well. But I am glad that I picked this up because I don't really have something like this in my collection in one palette. So I am very happy to add this to my collection. And I will let you know in a future video how I end up liking the Natasha Denona Foundation as I continue to wear it. Like I said earlier, if I can get the foundation to stay like this and look like this all day, I'd be a very happy woman. But that wasn't the case when I tried it. But let me experiment. Let me try a little bit more. I will get back to you on my final thoughts on this foundation. So I love the look I created today. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Are you interested in this eyeshadow palette, the foundation, the dramatic eyeshadow palette? I want to hear all the things. Put it down in the comments below. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate each one of you when you take time to leave me a comment, like my video, subscribe to my channel. It really makes my day and it means so much. We all lead really busy lives, so the fact that you decide to spend any part of your day with me, I can't tell you how much that means to me. So thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.